We are live. This is yet another Supper Heroes Cookalong. I'm Jono Proudfoot. We've got Daily Dietitian with us today, and we are doing an Asian street food Cookalong. Gary Power, how's it going, man? CEO of Daily Dietitian.
How's it, Jono? Thanks for having us back.
Cool, man. So tell us about what we're making today. I've got this little magic box here. For those of you who want to
decided to do something slightly different this week, where we've got an Asian street food box. So instead of what we've been primarily doing, it's been doing like more of a complete dish. This we've got 4 different elements. So it's a little bit more work for those at home, but I think will be delicious and quite fun for families or couples who all our clients who've ordered it to get together and do.
Sweet. So I'm just going to unpack it. Maybe I'll move on to the wide so that everyone can see what's happening here. Which one is that? Boom. Okay. So here I've got my cutting board and I've obviously prepped some stuff. But let's unpack this. So we've got some fresh coriander, some pak choy, and this is cabbage and
spring
onion.
Yeah.
Toasted sesame seeds. Some roasted peanuts.
That's it.
It's peanut buttery looking sauce, red chili. Did someone eat this? No. What's this plum dipping sauce?
That's a little teriyaki.
Teriyaki, and then DS.
That's your dipping sauce for your dim sum.
And a big clove of garlic, a knob of ginger. Oh, okay, here's the business end. So now we've got, these are gluten-free dim sum, hey? These are pot stickers.
So those are your gluten-free spinach and cream cheese dim sum.
There we go. Okay. And then what else have we got?
We've got 2 boxes. One should have some chicken satay skewers, and the other will have some beef short rib.
Okay, so that's the chicken satay. Yes, okay. And then this is, okay, beef short rib. And now this is cold, and that's why it's solid, but it's also in like lots of delicious sauce. Are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, cool. Did you lose me? Alrighty.
I don't think so. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is we want to get our beef's probably going to take 10 to 15 minutes in the oven, which I think you've already got preheated. So
yeah.
Got your oven dish, and I know we spoke about a tip at home is lining it with some tin foil to make cleaning up a little bit easier.
Well, it's funny you mention that, because the reason I wanted to use the tin foil was actually to keep the moisture in, to put it on top. But I'll put it in the base as well. So do you want it to get some color when it goes in?
Yeah, well, we want it to get nice. Obviously, we want to make sure all that sauce goes over it. So we wanted to get a bit of color, get a bit of crispy, and obviously that sauce just to reduce a bit further and get nice and sticky.
Okay, cool. So just going to tip it in there in the corner.
Yeah. So I know our recipe card may talk about using a couple of different dishes, but obviously for cleaning up purposes at home, if you've got a slightly bigger oven dish, we can try and keep it all into one dish so that cleaning up is a bit easier later on for whoever's in charge tonight. Yeah,
I mean, we're from a catering family, so basically we only cook for 10 people. And Kate and I constantly argue about how much food we're making, but we basically, so my wife's name's Kate, and I always have a chirp for her that she puts the Kate in over catering. So this is the smallest tray we have, actually. Okay, so this goes in the oven like this.
Perfect. As is, straight in the oven for a good 10 to 15 minutes, and we'll add a few other bits and pieces to it as we go along.
Okay, cool. Okay, that's away. What's next?
Cool. So we need to just do a quick little prep. We want to either chop or grate our garlic and ginger.
All right, so I'll do that. Can I do that here?
Yeah.
No, I'll do it. I'm just trying to get the camera angle right. Okay, so we do the ginger. Let me just clean this knife. And
so chop it, or you can use a grater and grate it, whatever's easiest at home. I know the recipe does say finely chop. But
okay, well, I don't have my microplane on me. Or do I? I do have a microplane. Can I microplane it?
Yeah, microplaning will make things a bit easier.
Okay. I had a microplane. All right, so we're not going to microplane.
We're going to bring out those knife skillets.
So we're just going to chop. I mean, this is like, there's no way that I think you can order like an Asian street food takeout. This is quite a special thing to like have in your house. Was it a busy week for you?
It was a busy week. I think almost the best sales we've had so far, which is great.
Oh, that's awesome. So if you do like the idea of preparing yourself an evening of Asian street food or anything in this vein, you should go check out Daily Dietitian. Is it dailydietitian.co.za?
That's correct.
dailydietitian.co.za. What are you making next week?
It's a surprise.
Always a surprise. Okay, cool. So we've got the garlic, and now you said we're going to grate the ginger. Can I chop the ginger?
Yeah, we can just chop the ginger nice and finely.
Okay. I'm putting the skin and everything in there because it's very thin skin, nothing too hectic. But obviously, if you've got corky skin, you want to leave that out. I hope I'm right about the skin. Because you said peel the garlic, hey, the ginger.
Most people, I suppose, are always, you're training, and us South Africans like to peel the ginger, but I agree with you. Like, if it's fresh, beautiful ginger and it's not really woody, then, include it. It's got so much flavor.
Tastes like the earth. And then the chili as well, hey?
The chili's is going to go over our short rib a little bit later on.
Okay, cool. So I'll leave that aside as a garnish.
Cool.
Well, pop it there. Cool. So what do we do with this now?
Okay, so we want to just split our bok choy in half.
Okay.
And then we're going to get our frying pan ready with just a dollop of the oil of your choice.
Oh no, I've got sesame oil inside, but I'm gonna commit the cardinal sin of culinary of the food industry, and I'm gonna put. No, wait. I don't think I can bring myself to do it. I think I've got sesame oil. Give me 1 second. Okay, I got coconut oil. I just didn't want to go all the way inside for my sesame oil. I can't face the thought of putting olive oil in Asian food. It's just like, it's a step too far for me. Okay, so there's some coconut oil. How much, by the way? Is that enough?
Yeah, just like 10, 15 mils, just enough to coat the bottom of your pan. And then as that starts to heat up, we're going to brown our bok choy, give it a bit of color.
Okay. Okay, that looks good. Brown the bok choy. So like pop it down like.
Yeah, pop it down flat. So with the side we've just cut first, it'll give a nice bit of color on there. You can start to hear it.
For those of you who want to know, like, that's the sound it should be making.
Yeah.
Crackle, crackle. Cool.
Okay, so we're going to let that brown, and then in a couple of minutes, we're going to add the garlic and ginger and our cabbage back.
And the cabbage.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to get this into a little bowl. Is this pan big enough?
Yeah, because we're going to brown it, and then we found that it takes quite a while to get your pak choy to cook through. So our idea is that we're going to put it all into one roasting pan, and as we're progressing, we're going to move on to the next dish. It'll just finish off in the oven for a few minutes.
Okay.
Springy tongue.
Yeah, it's not really brown yet. Yeah, it's getting some color. Okay, how much color do we want?
Just a nice little golden brown, so not too much. That looks good.
Okay. Now we chuck in garlic and ginger.
Yeah, chuck in the garlic and ginger, and then let that fry for a few minutes, and we'll add our cabbage, give it a toss. We still want to have some nice texture, so we don't want it to be soft and mushy. We just want it to have some. We slightly cook through. Yeah, you can toss it. Go for it.
And for those of you who can't see it, like this really is, I wish I had a wooden spoon. It's a bit of a fail, actually. Oh, no, wait, I do. Here we go. Wooden spoon. Just to sort of move it around. Okay, it's about to burn, so should I chuck in the...
Okay. Chuck in your cabbage and your spring onion, and then your little tub is some teriyaki sauce, which you can toss over as well.
The tea.
The tea.
The tea, okay. Boom.
So this is a little coating to help give us a bit of extra flavor. If you find that it's reducing too quickly, you can add a little splash of water.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do that.
So that should start being nice and fragrant.
Yeah, this is amazing.
And then once you feel like, Jono, it's been in for a couple of minutes and you feel like it's starting to get the cooking process on, we can pop that into the other side of our oven dish, and it can just carry on cooking slowly while we do our chicken satay.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to grab that from the oven with my... I'm just going to turn this off because I think this is perfect.
Cool.
And let's grab this oven dish. It's very hot. And I've got a wet cloth. It's my only lappy. It's a bit of a fail. Okay, here we go. Oh, okay. So this is starting to soften and color both quite nicely, and it's starting to smell pretty good too.
Perfect.
So now I'm going to press this into the corner. Okay, push it into the corner. Because obviously if you spread it out too much, it's going to like dry out and go a bit crispy.
Exactly.
Okay. Just be careful you don't burn your fingers, which I'm basically saying to myself more than anyone else. Okay, back in. All right, so I'm going to use the same pan. I'm just going to rinse it out. Hey?
Perfect. I mean, if you've got some kitchen paper at home, you can just give it a quick wipe out. A lot of the flavors will help, all that flavor in the pan will also just add some good deliciousness to your chicken satay.
Yeah, that's true. Okay,
and
cool.
Again, saves a bit of work cleaning up.
Exactly. Okay, so now we fire this guy up again, hey?
That's it.
And then a bit more oil.
A tiny, some more oil. We don't need too much.
Okay. And now I'm going to grab these guys. Okay, so what did you put in the satay dressing? You don't have to give me all the secrets, but just a little.
So
just a few.
It's got some garlic and some ginger, a little bit of soy, some peanut butter, and some coconut milk. And then some lime juice. There is no seasoning, so because we don't want the chicken to dry out, so we just need to make sure that we do give it a little seasoning before we eat it.
Okay, so you don't want me to season now even?
You can season now, yeah. So I'm always a firm favorite with meat to definitely season before.
Yeah.
You encourage flavor from the beginning and not at the end.
Yep. I endorse that view. Okay. This is quite hot, so I'm going to chuck it in, hey?
Go for it. So we want to give it a nice brown on all sides, and then if we're a bit worried that they're not cooked through, we'll put them in the oven for a few minutes. I'd say most people will need to put them in the oven for a few minutes because of that. The marinade, they do tend to color quite quickly.
Yeah.
So we don't want to obviously burn them before trying to cook them through.
Cool. So what I've done is I've put the seasoned side down in the pan, and now I'm just seasoning the top side that wasn't visible. Okay. I'm going to try to get this heat down a little bit because it's quite aggressive, but this burner only has one speed.
That's full.
Okay. And the reason I'm doing that, if you're watching, is just because if you cook chicken too fast, it actually basically burns on the outside before it's cooked in the middle, and we want it to be kind of like somewhere in the middle there, even though we're going to put it in the tray. Okay. I really like the packaging, by the way. That little box that the chicken came in. That's super cool. Is that biodegradable? And
So yeah, we try and obviously be as green as possible where we can and where we're allowed to. I think one thing South Africa struggles with, there are some really good suppliers and some eco suppliers, which all those boxes, those little containers are biodegradable, or obviously all recyclable as well. But there is a bit of a gap in terms of like small plastic packets that are biodegradable and that type of thing.
How do you find something like this that's compostable or biodegradable? Very difficult, eh?
Yeah, and also the unfortunate thing is that most things that are biodegradable, unfortunately, aren't very strong and very, how do I put it? Like, they're quite brittle and quite thin. Obviously, just because of the nature of the product and what the material is made out of.
Yeah, it's made of sugar.
Oh, exactly. So you got to be, we've got to try and be as good and green as possible without making sure that the customer at home doesn't have your sauce all over the bottom of your box when it arrives.
Exactly. Okay, so I flipped these over because they had some good color.
Cool, those look great.
Okay. And do you want me to get steaming in the meantime? Or
yeah, I think we can probably get our steamer on.
Okay. I don't need this anymore. So for the steamer, you can use a pot, and then you can put a colander in the pot and then put a lid on top. But I happen to have one of these steamers lying around. So I'm actually going to steam it by basically putting water in the base of the pan and then the steamer down because I can, basically. What I am going to do, though, I'm going to move the chicken out of frame just for a little bit. If I can find the right burner. There we go. And then I'm going to put the steamer on here. And then like a fair amount of water. So just like one finger of water, probably less. You just want to be able to get an aggressive boil. And then what I've done, I put cabbage in the steamer, which acts as like a non-stick. But it shouldn't really stick. But this is basically extra insurance. And you can also use greaseproof paper.
Yeah.
To make it not stick. That's a little trick I learned when I worked in fancy pants restaurants. Apparently it's done in Asia. Anyway, okay. So these are kind of done.
Yep.
Or do you want to do the other sides as well?
It's always nice to be brown on all sides because then we probably don't need to put them in the oven. But I'm going to leave it up to you, John.
Let's go all sides.
Yeah.
You're in charge here.
Go all sides.
All sides. Okay. That should be all sides. Okay, back on. Okay, so while this is boiling and the chicken's cooking away, should we get like some sort of platter ready?
Yeah, so we're going to need to just obviously thinly slice some of that chili that you were talking about. Obviously it's not mandatory. It depends on you or everyone at home how much you like a bit of chili.
Okay.
And again, also your coriander, if you like lots of coriander, then I would suggest maybe just chiffonating it a bit, or you can just pick the leaves because it can go on top of everything. I love coriander, and I generally find you either love it or you hate it, and there's no in between.
Yeah, I agree. And you might have to just unpack what chiffonade means for those who are not quite sure.
That's correct. So chiffonade, we're going to just like cut it, thinly slice it into little ribbons almost.
Okay, cool. Got it. Okay, so there's my chili. I'm actually a bit of a wet blanket when it comes to chili. I don't cope that well, but I'm going to do this anyway.
I'm exactly the same as you. My father's not very proud of me because he loves the stuff, but
I had a bad experience when I was a teenager, and it was at a time in my life where I was quite hardcore with chili, and then I took it too far and it just backfired, and I've never been able to go back there. So
anyway, dim sum in, Jono?
No, okay. So here, for those of you who can see, there's actually a rolling boil around the edge. And it's very important that the water is on the edge of the steamer because if it's not, what happens is the bamboo goes onto the dry pan and then it ends up burning. So you actually end up like smoking what you're steaming at the same time, and smoking it with bamboo, which is kind of like not great.
It tastes burnt.
And it tastes cuck, yeah, rubbish. It tastes puffy, as my daughter would say. Okay, so pop these little guys in. Gently, okay. So I probably took them out the fridge a bit too early because they're feeling a bit.
They do tend to stick slightly, but they also tend to be a little tougher than you think they are.
Yeah. So,
but yes, gently always works.
These are the gluten-free guys. Okay, so they're in. We close them up and let those tick away. And you said 5 minutes for these guys, eh? So,
yeah, 4 or 5 minutes. It is, everything is cooked. So obviously we've got a cooked mixture in there. It's vegetarian. So the main thing we need to do is make sure we cook the pastry.
Okay, lekker. All right, and then we'll chiffonade this coriander. It's washed, hey?
It is washed.
Okay, just checking, Okay.
Yeah. We try and make it as easy as possible for you at home.
That's great. So to chiffonade, look, coriander with like basil, you would roll up the leaf and whatever. Yeah. But to chiffonade this, basically I'm just scrunching it up into a ball and then pulling with the knife. So pull into this kind of like it's basically shredded. So if you look here, it's not like finely chopped, it's still in its strands. And if you finely chop coriander too much, it actually ends up going a bit like mushy.
Yeah,
I find. I don't dig it as much as like finely chopped parsley, for instance. Yeah. Okay, so that's steaming away nicely. I'm gonna flip my chicken one last time.
And then I reckon we're almost ready to start plating up.
Okay, cool. Well, the chicken's done. We don't need to put this in the oven now.
No, I think by browning it all sides, I think that's perfect.
Cool. That's done. And the satay sauce. This is kind of cold. It's been in the fridge. How do you warm it up? Can I steam it?
Is it gone pretty thick?
Yeah, it's like
too thick. Yeah.
I can steam it. Pop it on top.
Yeah.
Otherwise, microwave it, I guess, and give it a stir.
Yeah.
Okay, do you want me to check on that short rib?
Yeah, I reckon that short rib and the cabbage is probably looking pretty good.
Okay, let's grab it. Where is it going to go? It can go there. Okay. Okay, short rib and cabbage. These guys are done, so I'm taking them off. Just turned off the steamer. I'm going to give that steamer another splash of water. It dried up around the edges, so I started smoking it in bamboo. Okay, you still there, Gary?
I'm still here. Okay, so we're gonna plate up a bit here.
Yeah, let's plate up. I'm gonna put the white on so we can see the whole bird's eye view of the situation. Let's do that. There we are. Okay, so cool. Let me move the board out of the way a bit. And pop that there. And then I've got this clean board. You can treat this as the platter. Okay, so show me the way. Should I put it in dishes, or do you want me to just put it straight up on the board?
It's up to you, Jonah. You're the one going to eat it at home. So,
well, I'm going to put the cabbage in a dish.
I think that sounds like a good idea.
Okay. So this is beautifully wilted, by the way. It's like seriously lekker. Okay, and you were saying earlier, just for those watching, that you were a bit nervous that it wasn't, you weren't serving it with a carbohydrate because it didn't feel like a normal meal. Well, what I can tell you is that when I have a meal without a carbohydrate, it feels very normal to me.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it's just very much about everyone getting around the table and sharing. You know, if you went to an Asian restaurant, you'd order 5 or 6 different things and you'd share them. And that's the idea.
Totally.
So then you've got your beef short rib, which you can either again put in a plate or a bowl. And on top of that, we're going to sprinkle a little bit of the chili. Yeah, make sure you coat it quite nicely with any sauce that's knocking around there.
Okay.
So that should obviously have softened quite nicely, picked up a bit of color.
Yeah, it's looking good, man. This is properly delicious. And these are nice big pieces as well. I like how it's not like bone disguised as meat. It's actually proper, like big chunks of meat. Okay.
Lost some.
Short rib, and I might just pick up the foil and pour in that last little bit of juice. Yes, like that's hot. Okay. Okay.
Cool.
So
and then
the chili.
Here's the chili if you want a bit, and some chopped coriander.
Okay. The chiffonade.
The chiffonade.
Yeah, just look at that for a second. Look at how good that looks.
Delicious.
So easy. Okay, there we go. Okay, now this sauce should be warm. Where are my tongs? And then we've got the chicken satay, which I think can go on the board. Chicken satay will go on the board over here.
So the chicken satay, you can either, we've got the sauce in the little tub that you can either dip into, or you can pour the sauce over the tub or over the chicken. Yeah, I think you're more of a pourer man from our previous cookings, right?
I don't like to leave it up to chance. I want to make sure it's fair. Call me old-fashioned. Okay. Oh yeah, the sauce is beautifully warm now, and yes. Yeah, no, it's lekker. Okay, so this goes over the chicken, hey?
Yeah, you can pour over the chicken.
I love how you guys aren't shy with the sauce.
No, more is definitely more in this circumstance.
Okay, and then the peanuts.
Yeah, so you've got the peanuts, and I know the recipe card says you can sprinkle them over your cabbage with the sesame seeds. But I think definitely do some over the cabbage, but keep some for your... definitely put some over the satay as well.
Okay. Okay. And then the sesame seeds over the cabbage.
Your bowl. And if it was me, I'd also put some coriander over my satay, but I'm going to leave that up to you.
Hey, when in Rome, let's do it.
When in Rome.
Okay, sesame seeds. Maybe a few more. Good. And then we've got the dim sum still to come out.
And that's it.
Let's see what's happening in here. Woo. Okay. So the dim sum are going to get served in the steamer, and that's simple. So all I'm going to do is take this out, like so. And in this one case, I will... Is that my child or yours?
No, it's not mine, thank goodness.
Oh, okay. I think it's mine. Mummy's got it covered. Okay, here we go.
And that's it.
That is it. I mean, that is an insane snacky platter. Look at this thing.
Delicious.
Hey, was that what your vision had?
That was our vision.
Your vision. That is brilliant. Okay, well, while it's hot, I'm going to go and take it to Kate, and we're going to go and enjoy our supper. Let me get the camera angle here so I can say goodbye properly. Let me find my mouse. I think it's on another screen. Ah, there we go. Lekker, man. Gary?
Cool. Thanks, Jono.
Again, a fantastic way to eat dinner on a Thursday night. So thank you. For those of you watching, get to Daily Dietitian and order next week. Next week, it's a super surprise, but I know what it is. It's going to be great. Thank you very much again for watching. And Gary, thanks for joining me. I love doing a Thursday night cook along. So get over to Daily Dietitian or dailydietitian.co.za. If you enjoyed this and you're cooking it, like and share the post. Take photos of your own supper. Add it into the comments. We want to see what you've been up to. Thanks again, and we'll see you again next week.
Cheers, guys. Thanks, Jono.
Cheers, man. Check you later. Bye.
Bye.